Hello, friends. Welcome back to Peace is Here. This past week, we've just crossed 100 episodes, and to mark it, I'm kicking off a brand new series, a companion to my new book on Kickstarter, Peace Stuff Enough. This series is called The Architects of Enough. Ever since book one more year, my fiction book on overconsumption, I've been wrestling with a big question. In a world constantly pushing us toward more stuff, more speed, more consumption, how do we find enough? To answer that, we're going to look at 42 guides, a diverse, incredible group of people whose lives challenge the status quo. People like Mahatma Gandhi and Greta Thunberg, Maya Angelou and Rachel Carson, Albert Einstein and Thich Nhat Hanh. Every single person we'll explore chose to live with purpose and intention, often going completely against the grain of consumer culture or political complacency for a more sustainable world. And they are sorted into 6 enough themes: the inner path to enough, repair and resistance, stewards of the earth, social and systemic enough, creative vision and mindful craft, and the path of radical simplicity. Pedro will pop in with a Pedro Says because he breaks the fourth wall in the stage play version of One More Year, also in my Kickstarter, to do a bit of fact-checking. So if you're tired of the noise, the clutter, and the constant pressure to keep up, then step off the treadmill with me. Get notified of the new book, Peace Stuff Enough, at avaskolfsbeck.com/Kickstarter. And now let's learn from the architects of enough and discover together that for our planet, for our community, and for ourselves, peace is here. Architect of Enough. Mildred Lisette Norman was in her mid-40s when she gave away all her possessions, took on the name Peace Pilgrim, and began walking across America for peace. She carried no money, no backpack, and trusted what was offered along the way. She wore a simple blue tunic with the words Peace Pilgrim hand-lettered across the chest. It was both uniform and message, an invitation for strangers to ask why she walked. She often slept outdoors and relied on the kindness of strangers for meals or shelter when it was offered. For nearly 3 decades, over 25,000 miles, she walked, not for publicity, not to escape, but to speak softly and steadily of peace. She began her pilgrimage in 1953 in the thick of the Korean War and continued through the long years of Vietnam. For her, peace was not just the absence of bombs or borders. It was a daily discipline, a way of walking, eating, speaking, and showing up in the world. She lived as a vegetarian from early in her pilgrimage, choosing nonviolence toward all living beings. Her activism was embodied. One of her most powerful teachings came not from a podium, but from her practice. She said, "This is the way of peace. Overcome evil with good, falsehood with truth, and hatred with love." The Enough Reflection. Peace Pilgrim hand-sewed her own simple blue tunic and wore the same style every day for decades. Her goal wasn't comfort, it was clarity. She kept only what was essential to her purpose: a comb, a toothbrush, her tunic, and her unwavering inner peace. Pedro says, Peace Pilgrim was the first woman to walk the entire length of the Appalachian Trail in one season, completing her through hike in 1952, just before she began her cross-country peace pilgrimage. Her story reminds us that peace isn't just about what we let go of, it's about what we make space for. This is similar to one of the Enough tips from Peace Stuff Enough, the new companion book to One More Year. You can find it and follow the Kickstarter at avaskolfsbeck.com/Kickstarter. Let's pause and consider, what is one item you carry every day that brings peace, not pressure? And what might it feel like to leave behind one thing, physical or emotional, that weighs you down. Words to keep. In her own words, when you find peace within yourself, you become the kind of person who can live at peace with others. Peace Pilgrim, from Steps Toward Inner Peace. If you'd like to learn more, the free booklet, Steps Toward Inner Peace, is available from the Friends of Peace Pilgrim, and a link is in the show notes. If this daily message has brought you peace, please take a moment to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs it. That was the life and wisdom of our architect of enough for this episode. If their story has inspired you to seek your own path to less consumption and more contentment, then please step off the treadmill with me. Let's learn from the architects of enough and discover together that for our planet, for our community, and for ourselves, peace is here. To follow my work, including the new book, Peace Stuff Enough, the entire Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series, and the podcast archive, visit avaskolvspec.com. That's also where you can find the link to my current Kickstarter. Our music is Dalai Lama Rides a Bike by talented Javier Peque Rodriguez. You can find links to his music on Spotify and Bandcamp in the show notes. Thank you again. Listen for the peace.